Hi everyone, well I am having a rough time today getting this video started. First of all, I've got everything set up and then a big van parked itself outside the house and was laying tarmac on the drive of the house across the road. So that delayed me, and then once the van went I tried again and something was going wrong with my camera and the green screen. I tried 7 different shirts to try and find one that didn't keep bleeding through, and I finally settled on this old t-shirt. So I think we're good to go now. If you're on Facebook, why don't you give my new page a like? I've created it so we can keep in touch with each other, and also you can keep in touch with what's coming next on my channel. It's only just started, so there's not much there at the moment, but if you do a search for Dicky Doodah, you should find it. Hope to see you soon. Right, what we're going to have a look at today is how I edited all the scenes when I was doing Newquest. I didn't touch on it on the last video. I just went through the software that I use to do what I do. So today we're going to have a look at recording just a test piece, looking at it in its raw state, editing it, and then seeing what the finished product looks like. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go into Newquest and we're going to record a scene. So what I've decided to do is we've gone over to Alex and Sammy's house and the triplets, and we'll record a few little scenes from there. But before I do anything, what I am going to do, which is essential for anybody who is doing a similar gameplay to what I'm doing. Oh, let me just get rid of this. Right. Okay. This is the problem when you have kids in The Sims, constantly asking for advice. It helps build up the skills. But anyway, we'll skip past that. But what I want to do first of all, before I do anything else, is I'm going to Control Shift and C, and it's brought up this menu box. The first thing I'm going to type out is testing cheats true, and that's enabled the cheats. Now, if you're going to play the game properly, as it was designed to, then you wouldn't use any cheats, you just play it as it was supposed to be. But when you're doing gameplay like this and posting videos on YouTube, you have to have the cheat mode open. It enables you to do what you want to do and control the Sims and let them do what you want them to do rather than what they want to do. Another thing I'm going to pop in is, if I can remember, it's been so long since I've recorded anything on The Sims. Headline effects off, and what that means is anything that's over the heads of the Sims, like the plumb bob or any of notifications or alerts, they are taken away. It just makes a bit of a smoother gameplay, and you're not constantly trying to hide anything that's constantly popping up all the time. It tends to ruin the flow of the game if you do it like that. So Control Alt and C will cancel that little box, and we can now go into gameplay. Right, so now everything is set up. I've gone into gameplay and I'm just recording some basic scenes of the family moving about, and this is how I would do Newquest, particularly if I didn't have a particular storyline planned. I'd just set everything up. I'd record each individual member of the household, whichever I was filming, and I'd just record a little bit of gameplay, giving everybody about 10-15 seconds worth. Just go to everybody. I wouldn't have any specific plan of what I was going to do. I just make sure I was recording everybody that was around, and then once I got that, when it gets to the editing stage, I can then go in and make sense of it all. Now, one thing I would try and do, and this will make sense a little bit later on, is I will try and keep what I'm recording as central as I possibly can. Something that I didn't discover until much later on when I was doing Newquest, probably about episode 10 or 11. And if you are watching it from start to finish, you'll know what I'm talking about. But there was something that I did make quite a drastic change in the way that I was recording everything. But gameplay, just like this, is what I would always do. And then once everything is done, we can then go into the editing process. Right, so the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to open Movavi, which is my chosen video editor. And we're going to go in and we're going to find that file that we've just recorded, that Sims file. Now it should be here somewhere. Oh, it's just not come through yet. There we go. So we click on that and it will transfer the video file into the editing suite. Now across the top, I can't point my finger. Anyway, the top part is the actual video and the bottom part is the audio. But what I'm doing now is I'm going to reduce the size of the screen. And this is to take away all the surrounding areas, which can possibly be quite distracting when you're recording your gameplay like I recorded Newquest. So now you see it's cut it all out. So what you can see on the screen is the actual gameplay itself without any distractions. Now what we have to do, and this can be quite tedious, but at the same time it can be quite fun, is we have to play the video. And we have to see what is worth keeping in and what doesn't really do anything for the actual storyline that we're planning on doing. Now that first part of Sammy just sat there, we don't really need that. So we're going to cut that out. And we're going to go straight into Alex outside with the girls. So what we're going to do, now then. I can see a little bit of white at the bottom of the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to adjust that screen size again. Just bring it up ever so slightly so it cuts that out. Apply that there. That's better. We've got no outside marks. So let's start again. Right. So Alex is going up the stairs, and if I remember rightly, he sort of goes behind a bit of a door here. Right, there we go. So what we're going to do, go back a little bit up to about that point, and we're going to cut that little bit out because we don't need this. So we'll wait until we got into the house, and if we pause it about there, I'll do another cut. And that bit in between we can delete because we don't need that. Right, let's carry on now. So he goes into the house. And if I remember rightly, he starts cleaning. Now, we don't want to sit and watch him clean, so we're going to stop the video there and do another cut. So we'll keep on playing the video and see if there's anything else that we might need. Now then, there's little Maya watching the TV, so we'll do another cut, remove that bit in the middle and just play the recording of Maya watching the TV. That should be enough. Right, now it swings round to outside, so let's go back a little bit, make a cut, there we go, and then we'll play the video again and start it to where we want to carry on. We'll just pause it, do another cut and take that middle bit out. Can you see how this is going? So this is the reason why I was trying to keep the gameplay as central as I possibly could, because if I'm cutting out all the surrounding areas, I need to have whatever's happening right in the centre of the screen. So we've got another occasion here where it goes behind a door, so we'll just go back a little bit, do another cut, start playing the video again and wait until Gemma's come back in again. In a second. Right, we'll pause it about there. Do another cut. Take out the middle part. And we'll carry on playing. Now this is where Sammy comes in. You can see why we didn't need the first part now, because she's actually appeared a little bit later on, which is absolutely fine. So she pops her on there. Does Gemma? And I don't think we need to go any further with that. So we'll cut that and we'll delete this end section, because I don't think anything exciting happens in this little bit here. I think she just sits and plays with the doll's house, which we don't really need. Right, no, I don't think we need that at all. So what we'll do is we will delete that end part. And so we've got a video of 1 minute and 9 seconds. Now what I'm going to do now is, where I've done all these cuts, it's not going to be very smooth because it's just going to go from one scene to another to another. So I've got some transitions here, and my favourite one is this Ken Burns smooth transition. And what I'll do is I'm going to pop a transition into every edit that I've done in this little clip. So one there, and finally one there. Now, look what happens when we play that back. It's going to include the transitions this time, and the change of scenes, as you can see, is going to be really nice and smooth. Now this one might be easier to see because it's more lighter. So here comes another transition, and there we go. Now it's always best to check that all the transitions work, and also this is a good opportunity to check to see whether you need to make any more edits, take a bit out, or possibly add a little bit more in. And I think so far we're okay. Now obviously if I was doing a proper episode of Newquest, I would spend a little bit more time in making sure that the edits were accurate, but I don't think this one is too bad at all. They all seem to have gone fairly smoothly. So you get the idea. That's how the transitions work. And there's lots of different transitions in this program, but that's the one I particularly like. Now, what else do we need to do? I'm going to pop a fade transition at the end, because that's going to finish off the scene nicely. So if we play now, we can see that we just get a natural fade, which is absolutely fine. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some music to that. Now I've got a file on my desktop which has all music that I've downloaded. Now I'm going to talk about downloading music in a short while, but for now I am going to choose anything from this file. I can't remember what the songs are, but we've popped a transition of music down there now. So when we play now, we've got music in the background. See? Now what I have noticed is the actual music itself is a bit short. It's not going right towards the very end of the video. So what I'm going to do is something a bit sneaky here. I'm going to copy that piece of music in a second. Right, there we go. Right, so I'm going to copy it and I'm going to stick it on the end like that. Just line those two pieces up a bit. There we go. Now, as you can see, there's a bit of a gap where there doesn't appear to be any music at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little snip there. Take that central piece out and join the two together. So when we play it, fingers crossed, it won't be too noticeable that there's been a break in the music. Well, it's not perfect, but it'll do. It'll do for this exercise anyway. Now, also, if you look at the end, the music overruns. So I'm going to take the cursor right to the end of the piece. I'll snip the end bit off. And there you have it. So what happens now, I'm just going to put a little bit of a fade on the end. So I'm going to put 2 little volume points at the end of the piece, and I'm going to drag one of them right down to the bottom so it fades. So when we play it now, it sounds like this. And there we have it. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about music, the background music that I put in the video that we've just done. I scoured around when I first started doing this to find out if there was any way I could use music without getting stung for copyright. And I found this site. It's called Audio Blocks. And as you can see at the top, it says, find the royalty-free stock audio you need fast. Now, this is a subscription service, and it's quite an expensive subscription service, but it's because it had what I thought was everything that I needed. I wasn't bothered about paying the yearly subscription. However, very quickly, I discovered that a lot of the material on there is not royalty free, and I have had to cancel a couple of videos because the music I used, which I downloaded from this site, was copyright. So my advice to you is don't use story blocks, because even though if you get a copyright claim, it's not that major. I suppose it would be if you were a big YouTuber with lots of subscribers and you use your YouTube channel as a source of income, because if you get a copyright claim, then the money that you will get from your video will go to the artist. But for somebody like me, who's only a very small YouTuber, it's not that, when I say not that important, you really don't want a copyright claim because it just looks a bit bad. So what you do is this. Go onto your YouTube account. Right, if you go into your channel dashboard, which is where I am here, look on the left hand side and you'll see other features. Go down to their audio library, and what you'll find here is lots and lots of completely copyright free audio which YouTube recommend and suggest that you can use. And there's a search engine. There is lots and lots of different types of music that you can download with absolutely no risk of getting any copyright claims. So if you're going to put music in your videos, use the music that YouTube provide, and do not use something like story blocks, because it is not good. You will get stung for copyright. So let's now look at the finished video. So that is how I've edited my videos. I guess if you're making videos as well, you have your own software to use and your own techniques. So I'd be really interested to know what you use. Now, I've used the ones that I have, which is Movavi for editing and Action for recording, for about a year now. I've tried OBS Studio just because somebody mentioned it on Twitter, and can't get on with that at all. But I'm always open to options. So if you've got something that you use that you might think that I might benefit from, then please let me know. I'd be interested to hear what you think. Right, it's now time to reveal my new spectacles. Still in the boxes, although this one arrived damaged, water damaged, so hopefully whatever's in there will still be okay. But yeah, went to the opticians about 2 weeks ago, and a word to all you youngsters: when you get older, your eyesight starts to fail, and in my case, it's my left eye that's starting to go a bit dodgy. It's gone down from a 3.5 to a 4.5, and in my reading glasses, it's actually gone down to a 5.5. So it's the old aging process, I'm afraid. So let's have a look at the first pair. Now, hopefully these will be my everyday glasses. Now, these are the same as the ones I'm wearing at the moment, but a slightly different colour. So let's have a look at those. So these are my usual glasses. And these are my new glasses. They look exactly the same as the other ones, I know, but I can absolutely tell that there's less strain on my left eye than the other glasses, so that's a step in the right direction. And another good thing of these with these glasses are that they are react to light, so when it gets all sunny, I don't have to worry about sunglasses because these will do the trick. So really quite happy with those. They might look a little bit wonky actually, but it's nothing to do with the glasses itself. I think I've got wonky ears, so I might have to adjust the arms on that one. But apart from that, yeah, they're okay. Right, now the more drastic change is to do with my reading glasses. Now, I'll just take those off for a second and get my reading glasses. These are my old reading glasses. So there they are. These have got a bit of a frame to them rather than the frameless ones that I usually wear every day. With the reading glasses, they have to be thicker lenses, and they can't be supported if I have a frameless pair. So these are the ones I've got for now. And if I can open this damaged box, hopefully, like I said, the contents are okay. Otherwise, there will be a letter going out. Let's have a look at these. Oh, yes. So, current reading glasses. And the new reading glasses. Bit different, and I can actually see what I'm doing now, which is really, really good. Like I said before, the prescription has changed considerably, and these are my new readers. And yeah, I can see brilliantly, so I'm really happy with these. I didn't go to the opticians to order my glasses. I ordered them online. I always order my glasses online because I think they've got a much wider range of frames. It is a bit pot luck because you don't really know what they're going to look like until you get them, but I am actually quite happy with these. yeah, I think it's all good. So I'll just take those off for a moment and put my regular glasses on, my new regular glasses. There we go. Right, okay. So that's about it for now then. Hope that's been a little bit interesting for you. I'm sorry there hasn't been any Sims videos for a while. Well, since the the obstacle challenge, which wasn't as popular as I thought it would be, and I think the difference there is because I was posting videos every day as opposed to every Saturday, and I think it was a bit of a video overload for a lot of people. But they're still there. If you haven't seen them, give them a chance. They might be a bit monotonous if you watch them one after the other, but they're all there in a separate file on my page channel. So have a look at them if you haven't. That would be great. I will, in my next video, be attempting to do a house build. Now, I think everybody who knows me knows that I am absolutely rubbish in house buildings because they just look like shoeboxes. So that's going to be a major challenge for me. But I have to do this because this does relate to what my next Let's Play is going to be, which will be revealed soon. So, for now, hope you're well. Take care. Keep watching, and I shall see you soon.